Nikki to lead us in a good little 8 to 10 minute, stretching and warm up. Okay, so that's about what we need. Then we'll get ready to do a couple of drills and we'll get into it. Yeah.
Just back to pickle.
What I love about Ultimate is the athleticism and the spirit of the game. It is a fast-paced game, and it's easy to get started with a pair of cleats, a disc, but it's important for organizers to also recognize the various barriers to play, whether it's location or cost, and that there is still a lot of privilege in playing Ultimate at any level, and we can facilitate these opportunities with different levers.
We're all here for a reason that's huge. Do be you, right? Whatever that means, be you, show up. Let's impress a lot of people. Let's set a good example of people. Let's not be injured for our games tomorrow, right? Be safe, be kind, and let's fucking show up. Yeah? Something more. Let's have some fun! Let's do this! 1, 2, 3! C-O-U-I-C-U!
Here on Ulti World, we thank you for joining us. Theo One here with the Sako Yamamoto. We got the movers, we got the shakers. It's an exhibition game, but a great opportunity for these players to showcase their talents and to have different representation here on the live stream.
Yep.
And as we look into this game, I'm expecting a lot of big plays here.
Yep.
Some hucks and some, it's an all-star game, so you're going to see a lot of that great action out here on the broadcast.
Fast movement, fast cutting.
So I played volleyball, basketball, and track my whole life, and then played volleyball in college. And I injured my shoulder, so it still to this day needs a surgery, but most of the times Frisbee, you don't have to do the movement that aggravates it. So I pretty much couldn't play volleyball anymore. And a friend told me about Ultimate Frisbee, and I was just starting my PhD at UC Santa Barbara, so I decided to go out, give it a try, and here we are.
What really keeps me going, what really gets me to put so much energy and time and effort and money and all of that into it is the community that I'm in. So the Triangle is where I play, and that community was just so inclusive and so uplifting that I love everyone on the team, and they're like family. So I'm willing to give so much for them, and they give so much for me. So I'm willing to sacrifice my time, sacrifice my money, sacrifice my body for them.
I'm really looking forward because I don't get to play a whole lot of mix, especially coming from the college Ultimate scene, and I know that Alex Davis is also on my team, and I hear he's the fastest man in Ultimate right now, so I'm really looking forward to maybe making him put on the boosters in the game.
Got
color of Ultimate means everything for me. If you see Indian team playing at Worlds, we were not able to make it. I wanted to make it happen because I wanted to see my country represent. Whatever happens, I would want to make it happen for my team. So if you see High Tide, it's all about players coming from different parts of the world. I could easily find out every country is totally unique from each other and the way they play. Some play high level, full huck and score, some play short ball. I think it's very, very unique, and it's a lot of things to take back for my country, which I learned during this campaign. It's very exciting to see different kinds of Ultimate playing in one game. It was such a beautiful way of showcasing color of Ultimate in a unique way.
Cash, as he's known to you, I'm pretty sure.
That's right, affectionately known as Cash.
I might just have to call him that the rest of this game here. Good bid. You're seeing bids in this exhibition-style game. You gotta love it. Players going hard here, trying to excite the fans both in the stadium and at home. Abu Racine gets it back to the middle of the field. Izquierdo. Inside throw to Cash.
Small inside throw.
Maybe go a little small ball here to Jop.
Nice. Oh.
Putting up a big throw.
A nice throw.
What I'd like to say is to maybe the younger generation in in Asia, in Singapore, in Asia, is to don't give up on your dreams. Go for it. Even though you're not good right now, you will be if you keep putting the effort and time into it. Strength and conditioning, throws, going for tournaments outside of your country. If you're able to, I would recommend you doing that. I think I learned a lot more doing that. And from there you get to know a lot of people outside of the community from different countries, and that also helps because if you travel to the country and you need a place to crash, you know who to go to. So that actually helps, and I think this is the first and only sport that I know that has the best holistic experience in terms of competitiveness and recreational community outside of the competition. To all those starting out in Ultimate, go out there, play hats, play pickups, go out there, play join clubs, try out for all the clubs that you want to go to, see who you look up to and try to be that person, and one day you'll be here like me, living the dream.
One of our biggest things that we do is run world championships across the globe and invite the national federations, our members, to send teams to those events to compete. That's more of the work that I'm involved with as the chair of the Ultimate Committee. That's kind of the lion's share of what I do is involved with events.
I'm here with Devin Cox, executive director of this game in particular, and there's a whole committee involved as well with the Color of Ultimate. So what are your first thoughts as you see this game right now? As both teams are going to go get a picture, and we'll make sure you get there, but what does this game mean to you and for the rest of these players here?
To me, it means showcasing the talents of a lot of players of color that may have not gotten the spotlight in the past. Some of them have, and I think that's why people are excited to be here. But I think there's a lot of players out here you'll see really shine on this field. It's all about acceptance and celebrating people of different cultures. So I think we're seeing that so far, and loving the energy here.
And as part of that committee, do you have other events planned, or maybe you can't share all those secrets for us, but other initiatives or plans you got going on?
Yeah, I think we will continue this format, and I think federations like WFDF, organizations like USAU have been great partners in helping us do that. So as long as we have those partnerships available, we'll continue to work with them.
Cool. And to wrap up the interview, any final words you want to share with the audience at home that's watching and celebrating all the action here?
Yeah, I urge you to go to our Facebook page. We shared a post from the Black Widows Ultimate organization just to give a full read-through of, not even a full read-through, but some of the things that we're thinking about at this game today. So go check that out if you're interested in reading more.
Sounds good. Devin, I'll let you get to your picture over there and wish you the best of luck in the second half.
It being in Chicago, there's a lot of different communities, and it can get segregated, and gentrifications are real. So honestly, bringing in the youth and being able to promote Ultimate by having more representation and being able to be part of something bigger, not just like a team, but saying, hey, let's bring in the youth of color and then be able to be role models for them and see that, so that they can see that oh, I see that like this person is up there, like I can be part of that, and then continue to build on that. So not just like one-off clinics, but something sustainable, and continue to grow our community that way.
Luckily, happily, room for that growth is there, as I've talked about. I think there are opportunities to fill those roles, or there are roles to be filled. I will say it's definitely a matter of trying to find those people, and maybe it's a good from the people viewing this documentary and saying that again, if we're not getting to you, I would hope that you could reach out and come to us and say, are there opportunities? I'm interested in being a game advisor. How do I get involved? I'm interested in being on the Spirit of the Game committee. How do I get involved? I'm interested in events. How do I get involved? And again, I think I would love to. I think where we're failing is we're failing to find the people that represent that diversity, rather than we're pushing away. I would hope this would be the case, but again, this is from my lens, that we're not looking at, that we're not really pushing away the people. The people, there's a lot of people that have been involved in WFDF at a lot of levels for a lot of years. It's not something that there's a ton of change over. We tend to, hopefully when people come in, they get excited and interested and kind of continue along, which is a great, I think, recommendation of the organization. But yes, I think we need to continue to kind of look at those areas of diversity and do a better job of bringing people in and hopefully convincing people to also meet us halfway and say, I'm interested in getting involved.
What helped me get in is like how inviting the culture is. Like, I guess I can't speak for all areas, but at least in North Carolina, it feels like everyone really cares about me. Like, I feel like my teammates, even though it's like, honestly, a lot of my teams are mostly white, but I think like they all care about me, and like they care a lot about like events like this, which I think like that's how we bring more diversity into the sport, is like things like this. But like the Color of Ultimates, and even people who aren't on my team like are gonna watch the live stream and support me. Diversity to me, like the power behind it comes from the support and the love.
The Color of Ultimate is a really powerful project, not just in visibility, but the ripple effects of the connections that we're making here. and the ideas and inspiration that people are seeing it will have later on.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight.
For Singaporeans, I think it's not as difficult as most other countries. From what I know of last week's news on the most powerful passports, Singapore is like number 2 right now. So I think it is not that difficult compared to, say, the other Asian countries like India, Philippines. Yeah, unfortunately for them, I heard that a lot of them did not make it. But no, for Singapore, it's we're fortunate enough to be able to get the whole team over. Yeah.
For us as Venezuelan guys, several issues just to make a trip outside our country. The first one is to get the visa. First of all, we don't have U.S. embassy on Venezuela right now, so we have to make a trip to Colombia or another country to try to get the visa, U.S. visa. And after that, come back to Venezuela, prepare all the trip to come here to the United States. Also, for the cost of the trip, you know, it's very expensive to trip from Venezuela to the United States for the different flight that you have to take and pay everything here. Is at least you need like a $3,000 for each one just to cost everything, pay for everything, and that's like 2-3 months of salary of guy, you know, to support their family. So it's hard for us on several points.
I'm from Manila. I was born and raised in the Philippines. I'm just playing for India because the team didn't get visas for the World Ultimate Championship. I was a filler, so they got a lot of people who live here already, or players who already have visas, which is only one. I feel like it's important that India is going to be represented in this tournament, so I said yes, and here I am.
As I get older, I think I recognize like how privileged it is to be here. I know a lot of people know I get emotional all the time because I'm very passionate, but also like, you know, I'm playing with High Tide this year this tournament because most of the Indian females were not able to get visas. And the fact that that's a privilege that so many people are able to be here. And it's even a privilege to even like get the funds to be here. It's so expensive, and I think a lot of people don't recognize that. And I think we need to have more discussions of that and talk about like how can we do better? How can we increase representation? And that can be like just being in a different country or providing more additional resources and help and having these conversations really. So I just want to say like I'm so grateful and honored to be here, and I know that I have the privilege. And so, with my privilege and platform, I want to be able to provide more for others.
Oh, thought about the scuba.
And instead, gonna throw it into Paredes, who gets the goal. All smiles.
Multiple nice catches from her.
So I feel like it's really great opportunity to come here to see other like competitive play. It would be really nice to host in other countries too. I'm hoping that we can more host in Asia too, if we can find the field. And I really want to make women's team from Korea, and we can go to Asia Championship. I'm learning a lot, and it's been really great. And thank you so much for hosting tournament. And also, I really appreciate Color of Ultimate did showcase game as well. Thank you so much.
We have the desire to hold them in different places, but we need people, even people or groups of people who maybe don't know that they have the skill or the venue or the infrastructure to run an event, to at least put their hand up and say, rather than say, we don't like that you run the event here, but say, maybe you could run the event where we live. Maybe that's possible. Maybe it's not, but those are conversations we absolutely would love to have with people. And maybe it's a case of saying, well, this particular city in your country doesn't have a venue to run it, but this other city in your country does. So let's talk to people who live there. Let's figure out if that's a way that we can do it. If it's not in your country, is it in your region? So if you're, coming to us from the Caribbean region, from the, as I said, from Eastern Europe, from, wherever it happens to be, some from Southeastern Asia, finding places in those events, having people come together and saying, how can we bring, or at least ask WFDF if we can bring events to our areas. Again, those are conversations we are almost, I would say, desperate to have with people. But unfortunately, as much as we reach out and say, do you want to run it? We do need people coming back and saying, let's talk. Even if those talks don't go anywhere because maybe there isn't an immediate solution, we can continue talking, and maybe we say, what you need is this, or what you need to find is that other thing, and maybe 2 years down the road or 4 years down the road, those barriers can be overcome and our events can be in those locations. Because we'd love to do it. We want the world events to be world events. Absolutely.
Here with Erika Garcia. I know score not really mattering in this game. It's all about the initiatives and just being part of this opportunity. So what does being here at this game mean to you?
A lot, because like what we've said, every time we watch showcase games, it's very few times that we see someone who look like us. So it's just refreshing to see people doing these kinds of tournaments and showcase, and seeing all these bids, and just being here in the moment and trying to show the world that we also, despite our, the height, you can see that some of the girls are really short, we can play this game, and it doesn't really matter what color or race or your physique is, and that's really special. And everyone is saying that it's just, there's a sense of belonging in this showcase games.
You're playing with the High Tide team there from India. I know some of those players not be able to make it due to visa issues, so what does it mean to be part of that group and carrying on their legacy as they're back home in India, hopefully watching at home?
Yeah, a lot actually, and we were saying this is playing in a showcase game means a lot as a personal player, but it's more than that now, because we're playing with a message and trying to tell people that not a lot of people are privileged to play in World Ultimate Championships because of visa issues. A lot of them are. It is what it is. We can't change policies, but we can change things by trying to consider other countries if we're trying to choose which location for Worlds is. So we just want inclusion. And hopefully they listen, and hopefully they can consider us, especially the Latin American community. And we were saying this crowd is the best crowd for any showcase game that we've ever seen. Latin American crowd and Asian crowd are the best cheerers. So if you were here, I wish you heard how. And the kind of energy the crowd was giving to us, and I think that's why the players are really doing all these amazing plays, because the crowd was amazing and we were all in one spirit.
Yeah, the crowd was definitely surely electric here, and for the fans back home in the Philippines and cheering you on, what message do you have for them?
Well, hopefully the next World Ultimate Championships there will be a Philippine team, and we have so much promise. There are a lot of really good players. If you can just go and see the highlight reels of Philippine Ultimate, it's amazing, and we have the best athletes. They work really hard. They save a lot of money just to play Ultimate, and we are the biggest community of Ultimate in Asia. We are hoping next World Ultimate, especially the beach, where we're actually known for, we can bring a team and I miss them having here. It's not having a Philippine flag here is a little bit surreal. It's a bit sad, but it's all right. We are represented, and I'm really glad and I'm honored.
Rika, thank you for sharing your story and your time. Wish you the best of luck in the rest of this tournament. Thanks.
Our goal to be as inclusive and equitable as possible. Again, it comes down to who's willing to sit on these boards. The Ultimate Committee that I'm the chair of, has 7 members. We have 3 members who are female matching and 4 who are male matching. We have, so I'm going to think about it for a second. Say 2 members who would, I think, say are persons of color, and 5 who are not. We have 2 that are in Southeast Asia, 2 that are in North America, and 3 that are, or I guess 3 that are in North America, I'm counting the Caribbean, and 2 that are in Europe. So we're geographically diverse, and that's been some push by us to kind of expand the committee and make sure. And we're not kind of done at this point. We're kind of been looking to include Africa, and obviously the community as a whole is a lot smaller in that area. So finding people who have the time, have the ability to kind of connect has been a challenge, but we kind of continue along that. Line, and I would say that most of our committees kind of work in that area as well, try to word of mouth and then recruit with the idea of equity in mind. Again, we're being a world organization, we're trying to always look at the globe first, and trying to be, the way Ultimate is presented in North America is different than it is in Europe, than it is in Asia or South America. So, those kind of connections are very important as well.
Great effort, defensive effort.
Another bid, Bautista Gonzalez. We're seeing bids everywhere right now.
Yeah.
As the skies continue to darken here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Learn out of Toronto Union, as well as Azucena, as I mentioned previously. Gallagher pointing and throwing. And there it is for the score. I like the point and throw to Ling.
Yes, big shout out to Rika, because she just messaged me and really made a lot of this come together. So could not have been the same without her. So much.
Our teams are movers and shakers, and that's everyone here. We're catalysts, we're activists, we belong in this community, we have a voice. And that's the most important part of this message, this showcase, I think everyone.
Rematch!
We're about to leave.
Everyone knows that?
No, okay, one more time.
I see you. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thanks to all of the organizers for putting together this experience. It truly is, it's an honor. I have a bunch of younger siblings, and I always say it doesn't matter what I do in life, sports, work, or whatever, I do it for my little siblings. And I think this is just such an excellent showcase for everyone who is entering the sport or would like to enter the sport, and it truly takes a village to foster such an inviting atmosphere. So just thanks to everyone involved in the organization, including you.
Listen to the love from the stadium.
We want to thank Cincinnati Ultimate for their support in bringing this event to the World Ultimate Club Championships in 2022. And yeah, excited for what they have been able to do, and players going into the crowd celebrating. Little dance action happening.
Dance action
Gotta
happening.
love it.